Steve Brine.
Much, Mr. Speaker. Back on the 3rd of September, I asked the Prime Minister, given his view then, that the chance of a deal had increased and that things were moving, as he said to me at the time. What evidence of that progress he could put before the House? Now, I think the Prime Minister is unfairly maligned, because I have sat face-to-face with him, as have many, and I know he wants a deal. So, in the light of encouraging noises from him and from his ministers in recent days, and as he said in his statement from the EU, could I just ask him again this evening, when he says we are making progress, what that progress looks like? Because I know he needs to bring together a majority in and across this House in order to get it through and to show that to our EU leaders, and I think that he is unfairly maligned, as I say. So, what can he put before the House to give us that encouragement?
Yeah. I'm really grateful to my honourable friend, and as I said to the House in my opening statement, we've moved a long way off the idea that the withdrawal agreement was the law of the Medes and the Persians, fixed, immutable, graven in tablets of stone. That's absolutely gone. We've moved a long way from the idea that the backstop had to be retained in all circumstances. He will have heard Jean-Claude Juncker himself say that he no longer had any, I think he said, any erotic fixation with the backstop. In concrete terms, the three, and this will perhaps be helpful to the House, the three areas in which progress is being made are the concept of the alternative arrangements, which I know has been discussed many times in this House, and many right honourable members have gone over it many times, but it is a fruitful area of discussion. The second idea, which is also extremely fruitful, is the concept of doing everything we can to maintain the unity of the island of Ireland for sanitary and phytosanitary purposes. And as I'm sure my honourable friend who has studied these matters closely will acknowledge, that is a big concession by the UK government and a big advance, and it needs to be handled with care, and we need to get the balance right. But we think that progress can be made in that area. And the third concept, and I mentioned it already in my opening remarks, Mr. Speaker, is the idea of consent. And I think consent holds the key, because the problem with the backstop, as honourable members opposite will recall, because I heard some very good speeches against it from the benches opposite, the problem with the backstop is it doesn't repose the locus of authority here in the UK, and we need to remedy that, and I'm sure he understands that point too.